What's up, good people? David Taub here from nextlevelguitar.com, and we've been receiving lots of emails that if we could do some guitar reviews on the more budget-friendly guitars, maybe $200–300 and below, and we're going to be doing some and bringing you a bunch for the budget-conscious guitarist. And what I have here is a newer mid to late 2000 model, and I might be mispronouncing the name, and if I am, my apologies. Xaviere, or Xaviere XVIERE guitar, and it's a pretty fine example of a pretty good guitar, pretty well made for the budget-conscious player. Now it's pretty clear where this inspiration came from, because it kind of very much body-wise looks like a Fender Telecaster, and this has the 1F hole, and it is hollow, okay? It's a hollow body, and has like a, kind of like a P90 pickups, volume and tone knob, and a three-way switch, so you could play either out of the neck pickup, which is all the way up, in between is both together, and if you click it to the back, you're just playing out of the back pickup. Pretty standard bridge, back of the guitar. Again, the strings just come through, kind of like a hardtail, 4-bolt neck, the cover for the electronics. And, I mean, it's a budget model guitar, so like you could see like the paint finish isn't all that great. It's this nice seafoam green, but if you kind of hold it up to the light, you could see where, you know, there's imperfections or whatnot, but for $200–300, you know, it's a pretty good deal. The neck has this maple neck, one piece with no fingerboard. The frets are just kind of pressed in right into the neck, and the neck is nice and chunky. It's kind of a thicker kind of neck, which I actually kind of like. Very light guitar. Here's a shot of your tuning pegs. Kind of has this cutout on the headstock here, and then you could see on the headstock on the front the Xaviere or Xaviere. It says custom guitars. This company is getting out there and putting their guitars out there and making a bit of a name for themselves, and they've been advertising in guitar magazines, and they make a copy of a Xaviere guitar, which is a very expensive acoustic guitar, and so they make a copy of that. But overall, I mean, for the money, and it's a pretty well-made guitar that plays pretty well and sounds pretty well too. Let me take you through some of the sounds of this guitar. Here is the neck pickup. I'll just play some chords first. Now here is both pickups together. A little brighter sounding. And we'll take you through the rear pickup, the bridge pickup, which is probably going to be the most bright. We're back to the neck pickup, and I'll noodle around a little bit just so you can get a little bit of the sounds, and if we have some time, maybe we'll even hook up some distortion. Just as a side note, I'm playing through a vintage mid-60s Gibson Falcon tube amp with one speaker, kind of a very vintage tone, clean, and these amps, check our other modules, and we'll be doing one specifically on this amp, but actually for a tube amp you could still find these pretty reasonably priced, and they sound pretty good, and it has that nice kind of vintage look with the big knobs. The amp has reverb and tremolo in it. So for an inexpensive tube amp, if you're into that vintage sound, you might want to check that out, Gibson Falcon. Okay, back on the Xaviere or Xaviere, and again, my apologies if I am not pronouncing the name right, and maybe someone who does know can send me a little respond with the correct pronunciation of that, and I'd appreciate it. Okay, so volume and tone full on, and we'll go out of the neck pickup. switch to both pickups now. Kind of spanky sounding, kind of like that. Play some of the same licks, just so you can kind of get the sound. And the back pickup. What I'm going to do now is play the guitar through, add a little gain, and I'm going to play through this Boss DS1 distortion pedal, and I just got the guitar hooked right in to the pedal and the output going right to the amp. I'm going to crank the gain level low because here in the studio you got to hear me talking over what I'm playing. This is actually a Keeley modified pedal, which we'll get into later. But basically you got your Boss DS1, and I'll play a little bit through each pickup with some gain. So now I'm going out of the Boss pedal, and we're going to go out of the neck pickup. Now we'll go middle pickup with the distortion. Brighter. And now we'll go out of the bridge pickup with some gain. So you can see, or so you can hear, that for the money, this guitar, if you get some pretty decent clean tones, and if you add a little gain, you can get some decent distorted tones. Now, it's not a real fat, rich, full sound. Remember, it is hollow, okay? And it's very light. But for those on a budget, or if you want a nice kind of cheap Telecaster kind of copy, it'll get the job done. So check them out at your local music stores, and go to our website, nextlevelguitar.com. And if you like our YouTube videos, make sure and hit the yellow subscribe button. And we will see you very soon.